Well, hello there. You got the messy chef in the kitchen, barefoot, but not pregnant. That is another conversation for years gone by. Hey, I've got a sous chef in the kitchen with me today, Carlin, and
Carol Firmino.
Carol.
Carlin. That's all right. I spell it weird. Caryl. What are you gonna do?
We
had a shot of tequila. I'm gonna blame it on that.
I'll blame it on anything. But here's the thing. I got to tell you something. When you're in the kitchen, you need to have fun. If you can't have fun with somebody, have fun with yourself. Look at this.
Hold on.
Wait. She's giving me a little rub. Oh, look at it. Look at it wave.
It looks real.
All right. So we're going to have some fun. We are going to be cooking an eggplant stack. We're going to do eggplant stacks. We're going to do eggplants rolled. We're going to do all kinds of stuff, but this is vegan style. What does that mean? There's the ricotta cheese is going to be made from cashew nuts. Now, if you're allergic to cashews, you can use walnuts, you can use almonds, but make sure you start with raw, unsalted. You want to get organic so that there's no pesticides, herbicides, fertilizers, and all that crap on it, so that you're having as clean of a meal as possible. And I'll tell you, normally when I do this, it takes about 20 minutes from start to end. We're going to be using air fryers. We're going to be using the oven. This is going to take a little bit longer because we're going to have a little more fun and do a couple different varieties with the eggplants. But here's the thing I want you to check out. When you're choosing your eggplants, you're going to see some that are like kind of big and wide. You want to try to get one that is uniform. Isn't this a pretty eggplant?
Well, wait a minute. Is it about the same?
It is. So, and then when you're choosing eggplant, you're going to notice here the difference in these two colors. Well, maybe you can't. This one is a little bit more purple, lighter color. This is a little bit darker. The skin is darker. The darker you get it, without it being mushy gushy, it is riper and it's gonna cook faster, and it's not gonna be as bitter as one that is so hard. Now, let's not talk about being hard as we're talking in this conversation.
I'm the amateur here and I'm the Italian. Go figure this out.
She's the girl. But these are absolutely beautiful. Again, can you find organic? Oftentimes you can. But if you can't, just make sure that you clean them with a good cleaner. So we're going to go ahead and clean these up. Now for the rolled ones, we're actually going to do like a rolltini style. And we're also going to do a stack where we're going to make medallions out of them. I thought this one was going to be perfect for the medallions because I can just simply cut them all uniform and the same. If you can't find one like that, then I'll tell you what I do with this one. I just go from bigger to smaller, and it's absolutely an amazing, beautiful presentation. I've had people just like awe at this. Now, I'll do like 3 or 4 stacks. I don't make them super thick, so they are a little bit more flimsy. I like my eggplant cooked. I don't like my, sometimes we like our fruits, our vegetables, when we cook them a little al dente, a little crisp. You don't want that with eggplant because it does get sweeter as you cook it longer. So we're going to go ahead and use this one to make that little rotini one. I think that this one was perfect for that. We're going to use this one for the stack one. And how are you going to cook yours today?
I think I'm going to do the stack.
Okay, let's do it. So we're going to get started simply by cutting them up. Here is a knife for you and a knife for me. The knife that I want is in here.
And I can't believe I didn't know that the darker, the purple. I was in there looking, I'm like, oh, it's not bruised up and beat up.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and just cut these. We've already washed them. I cut off the tip. I don't throw it out. I will definitely use it. Now you want to cut them about a 1/2 inch thick. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to do a little quick stop here with showing you how to make your own sauce as well for this, which is going to be absolutely delicious. And when you don't have the time for that, you just open up a good old jar of organic sauce. I'm sure you
gravy.
Gravy, as we call it in the Italian households, gravy, right? All right. So this is going to be for the stack. You can use 2 or 3 high. It's totally up to you for that. Now for this one, we're gonna just go straight on down, and we're going to. Now, if I knew how to use my mandolin, which I've had for years, I would be using a mandolin. So if you have a mandolin, this is a great opportunity to use it. Now I'm going to cut off the bottom, cut off the top, so it's nice and easy to slice. And I can actually get a good visual of it from this height. If I don't, I probably cut them really uneven, like I just did that one. All right.
So quick question.
Yeah.
In my household growing up, when we pulled the eggplant out of the garden,
Uh-huh.
and if it was a little bit like mine right here, not aged enough,
Yeah.
we would put salt on it and it would help take some of the bitterness out. Do you have any salt that I can throw on here for a minute? And then
Oh,
you wash it off.
wow. Love that. So we do. We have salt.
There we are. This is a teaching moment. This is what we call that.
Wow.
Yeah.
When we pulled them out of our garden.
Yeah, you know, I had the fortune of having my great grandma off the book from Italy.
Yeah.
And we had the most magnificent garden you can ever even imagine.
Wow.
I'd go out there as a little kid and I would be like, I'm hungry. They didn't have to cook for me. I go pick a tomato off the freaking thing, blackberries off the vine, cucumbers off. And it was the best. I don't know if any of you have had that experience before, but anyway, so this is just one of the tricks I learned. And you let it sit for a minute.
That's like so super cool. So what I'm going to do with these ends, because I'm just going to make these into boats, I'm going to go ahead and just add some oil to them. You want a good olive oil, you guys. And I'm going to tell you something. Trader Joe's has a great Greek. There's a lot of olive oils out there that they're not actually even really olive oil, right? They're not even really olive oil. So we're just going to go ahead and spread that down. I'm going to get this in the oven and get this one started right away.
What do you want me to put the oven on?
It's already on.
Oh,
She's
there you
ready to go. She's ready to go. And I think, did I warm this up? We get this started as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and get these in the oven and get them started. All right. Now for the rolled ones, I've never done this before, so try this trick at home. What they suggested, and I'm going to do these in the oven. I would also like to try them in the air fryer. So I'm going to reserve 2 pieces, the thick ones, for the air fryer. I'm going to go ahead and throw some oil on here. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing as I clunk around. Just make it nice and easy. Throw it down. And then just do it. So you don't have to get it all over your hands. I just use the pan as my boiler. Okay. These are huge. That's what she said.
Keeping it in context.
That's
earlier.
That's what she said. I know these are like really big. They're huge. I can only fit 3 on here. Let's see if I can get one more on. Maybe I have to use that one for something else. I think I'll get it in the other oven, in the other tray. There we go. All right. Nice and easy, nice and sloppy. Everything's got to just go fast and easy. Don't worry about like how it all looks right now. It's going to be absolutely beautiful when we're done. Now you do want to do a little seasoning. I threw the other ones in without any seasoning. No bueno. But we're just going to let those go as they are. All right, I'm throwing this one in. Get the salt out. You can salt it. Sure. Thank you, love.
Oh, well.
You are such a good sous chef. I'll get this one in on the other pan. We'll throw them over. Are you jealous that you don't have a sous chef right now? You are the prettiest, most helpful sous chef ever.
I'll look prettier with every glass of wine.
So we're gonna go ahead and get this one in. We're gonna set our timer for 7 minutes and then flip it over. Love the Siri. Siri set the timer for 7 minutes. All right. So next we're gonna do the stack, and this is the best part. When you're doing the stack, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this again on here. We're gonna do some of them and use this as a little placeholder here. We're gonna dip them and then they're gonna go into the air fryer.
Okay, we're doing that. I'm gonna rinse these off real quick.
Oh, okay.
Because I've got a little salt.
Ah, do you need a bowl?
Okay.
Do you want a bowl?
All I need.
Yeah.
Okay, quick.
Now, this calls for spinach, so we're gonna layer it with some spinach with the ricotta. Now, I absolutely positively, I'm a mushroom eater. So I'm gonna slice these up and I'm gonna put this in with the sauce and use this as well. And I'll then pick them out so they'll get kind of mushy and gushy while we do that. Now, Carol is also gonna be making her own sauce. Me, I am going to use good old fashioned Target. They have a brand called, and Target is not paying for any royalties here.
Yeah.
But we're gonna give them some kickers anyway. They have a brand called Good and Gather. They have a lot of great products. So with the Good and Gather, they are organic. There's no GMO in them. These are great, simple, yummy products. Now, for hers, we're gonna take her tomatoes that have already been cleaned. She's got grape ones here. I think these are grape tomatoes. And we're gonna blister them. What does that mean? We're gonna get some oil into the pan. We're gonna heat up the oil, add a little seasoning to it, some parsley, some basil, some onion powder, some garlic, of course, olive oil, if I didn't say that yet. And when that heats up, we're gonna start putting this in and it's gonna make a beautiful sauce. That's all you need to make your Sunday gravy. I'm gonna go ahead and get that moving for you. So I just use a saucepan, nice and easy.
With fresh basil, possibly out of the garden.
Yes,
Speaking of garden.
yes. We got fresh basil and
Right.
cilantro out of the garden.
These are
Yeah.
ready to go, boo.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and throw those into the air fryer. So we've got a nice size air fryer. There you go. Careful, don't burn yourself. It's a pretty big basket. We'll open it up all the way so you don't burn. You can already hear it
Like a
kind of
sizzle.
sizzling.
Like it.
Mm-hmm. Careful.
Sorry.
No.
Should I put any on top of each
No,
other?
And that's
No
the thing,
stacking.
when you're doing your air fryer, you do not want to stack. No, let's put the big one on. There you go. Big one down there. We could do another air fryer layer. So you want to layer them. You don't want to stack them because they don't cook. There we go. So we'll get that one underway. And we'll go ahead and get the oil going in your pan. And then we're going to start making the cheese while that's going. So when I make my own gravy, I use about half a cup of oil. How about you?
I use
A
bit.
lot.
Mhm.
A bit.
Yeah, and a bunch of garlic.
There you
onions.
go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Looks great.
And your onion, your garlic, do you want them chopped, minced, full?
I usually chop mine up.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and chop them for you. Get some chopped in there. We're gonna need the garlic. Next, we're gonna be making the ricotta cheese, the vegan ricotta cheese. So we're gonna need nutritional yeast. We use some water, some milk, some non-dairy milk. And lots of garlic, lemon, and some apple cider vinegar. If you don't have apple cider vinegar, you can use a white wine vinegar or champagne vinegar. Ooh.
So I'm gonna sneak in here and teach a safety lesson in the kitchen.
Did you see that?
I don't know if any of you guys know this. So when you have these bigger knives, and I don't know if you've cut your fingers as many times in the kitchen as I have in my years of cooking. Most of us do hold it like this, right? The safety is you hold it like this.
Ah.
So you put your hands a little bit on the actual blade and you've got all the stability you want. If it's down here and you're cutting and you're going through several things, it could actually, your hand, it could slip. You want full control. And just as an example, when you take something like that,
Yeah.
to be able to do it quickly and you have your fingers like this and not out. And then you go, and then you're done for the most part. If it's like something normal, like this. So anyway, that's how you can flay it right down the pan.
There you go.
Anyway, safety lesson.
Love
Here
it.
in the kitchen.
Love it. All right. We'll just move that aside. We're gonna go ahead and practice that with our mushrooms. Perfect. That out of the way for you.
And what would you like me to do with my tomatoes?
So you're gonna go ahead and put your tomatoes in and let them get blistered when that oil gets hot. Sounds like it is. Sounds like it is.
You want me to bring it over and show them before and after?
Yeah.
Safety first. So this is what it looks like, you guys. All nice and hot and ready to go. Show you when it's blistered.
I'll tell you something, there's nothing like fresh tomatoes that have been blistered as a sauce. It's so easy. Like people think it's like a big deal to make your Sunday gravy. And I gotta tell you something, it's one of the easiest, fastest things, and it does freeze well. I don't know if you ever freeze it. It takes so little time to do it.
So
Go ahead.
exactly. So
She's gonna get us moving on here.
timer. Let's check. Oh, I think it might need another minute. What do you think?
Oh yeah, that one's not done yet. We're just going to put
Oh.
these.
How do I know?
You're good. So here, let me bring that back over here for you guys. So the thin ones. Oops, sorry. No. We're just flipping the thin ones right now. And then they're gonna need like another 10 minutes. And there you go. Fatties are gonna take a while longer. All right, while we're doing all of that, I'll let you mince chop those up over
Mince
here.
them?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started making the ricotta cheese. So you want a blender. You can use a food processor. You can even use one of your little minis. Let's pull this up just a smidge. All right. Now I already have my nuts soaking all day. So they were raw to start with, organic. They are super soft now. We'll go ahead and rinse them off. You'll notice that there's like a little coat on the water. They actually get a little brown. It takes off all the toxins and they make the nuts actually more bioavailable. So it's actually healthier to soak your nuts. Tell that to your guy. Tell him you need to make sure all nuts in the house are soaked and fresh. All right. So I made, it calls for 3/4 of a cup. I went ahead and made double batch because I'll use this ricotta cheese for the next, you can keep it up to 3 days in your refrigerator. I will use it in my omelets. I'll put it over spiralized noodles. I'll eat it for everything. Now it calls for 3 garlic cloves. As you can see, I have quite a bit more. I really like it zesty with garlic. I love the taste of garlic. So I double, actually, I need to do more than that because I doubled the recipe. Now it does ask for lemon juice. It asks for 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. So we're gonna do 6. I use more nutritional yeast than they call for. It makes it cheesier. So nutritional yeast is a really great cheese alternative. So there's 1, 2, 3. Now 4 because we doubled it, and then 2 more because we like it super cheesy. So I always add an extra one anyway. All right. In the recipes that you're going to find, it also asks for miso. I do not use miso. Miso is super high in salt. I try to keep my salt down when I'm cooking. I will add salt afterwards and let my guests feel free to add salt. So we already added the garlic clove. Again, it only asks for 2 garlic cloves. So we added 6 because we doubled it, and then we added a little bit more. It asks for a 1/4 cup of lemon. Now, here's the thing with lemon. You want to kind of roll it out, soften it up, kind of get the pulp inside of it mushy. And this is the cutest little juicer that I've ever seen. All right. Doesn't it? I can smell it over here.
Gosh, smell a garlic cooking. Oh,
Always, right? Who's coming for dinner? All right. There we go. We've got the lemon in there. You can use, again, some people like to add a little bit of extra lemon to it. That's your call. So we're just going to kind of give you the background of it. You can add more or less of it. It does not ask for apple cider vinegar, but again, I like it a little bit more on the zing because I think that ricotta cheese, it's got that like twang to it, right? So just a little bit of that. Not measuring here. Non-dairy milk for thinning. So sometimes I use water, sometimes I'll use a non-dairy milk. Make sure when you get your milk, it's not vanilla flavored. I made the mistake using vanilla flavor. It was unsweetened vanilla. But let me tell you something. You just don't want that in here. It takes away all the goodness. So we're going to go ahead and blend this up and do a shot.
What?
It's shot time.
All right.
First missing here.
So good. This is probably the best tequila I've ever had.
Right, so you can see, and I didn't measure, you kind of just have to wing it. So I started with about a 1/2 cup. Not enough based on all the stuff that is in here. So make sure you kind of like stir it back because it may have just not blended everything because it was so thick. It doesn't really need that much. You want your ricotta cheese to be thick and Play-Doh-y. You don't want it to be runny. So before I add more milk to this, you can see how it's still very, very pliable. And I'm going to go ahead and just give it another whirl, and then we'll see if we need to actually add a little bit more. I think I'm gonna really like it. I don't think it
That
needs
was
anything
awesome.
more. Whoops. All right, so see how thick it is? But it still is, it's like this. Like it's gonna sit on the fork. That's about how you want it. Now I need my Italian to go ahead and give me a little taste test here. Oops, it's okay.
Okay, I've never used brewer's yeast. I've never made anything like this. That's actually very good.
Right?
I think it's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? I might be changing the way I cook.
Who knew? All right, so let's go ahead and check out everything else. These can kind of probably use a little flipsy dipsy here.
Okay.
We're getting ready. How's the sauce coming?
Good. We're getting almost. I've been using a little pink one I stole from you.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and flip these. So here's what it looks like on the top. They're looking really good. I like using the air fryer, you guys. I got so into the air fryer. It keeps them like crunchy and soft at the same time. I absolutely love it. Now, one of the recipes that I found actually breaded them. I have never ever breaded these, and I thought, oh, that might be kind of fun to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that after this, and I'll show you guys a picture on that. Okay, but it's just really simple. It's going to be the same thing. You're going to dunk it. Now, for those of you who are vegan and don't use eggs, you can make it an egg wash with flax seeds. Okay, so you can do that. I am not vegan. This is a vegan dish. But if I use that, I would probably use an egg. Just saying, I eat eggs. I eat seafood occasionally. I am a plant-based flexitarian, okay? And the flexitarian comes into that part of being like, what really feels good in the digestion for myself. Now, I know some of you may be like, that's not nice. It's not nice to the animals. I get it. I get it. I wasn't vegan because of that, so don't hate me. Don't go off this channel just yet. I appreciate who you are and what you do and how you do it. And I really hope that there's no judgment back at this side of the fence either. So I do what I can based on how it feels in my body. And I gotta tell you something, at 59, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Let's do a little jiggle jiggle with the wiggle wiggle. Look, it really dances.
Right. You defy age, girl.
So do you. So do you. So we're gonna start bringing all the components over here. I actually think that we should take these and break them down a little bit. Normally, actually, why don't we put these in a pan?
Break stuff a little bit. Speaking of that,
Yeah,
they're about there.
I'm gonna go ahead and cook down the mushrooms with a little bit of broth, veggie broth, and get them a little bit mushy gushy. It won't take very long. So the recipes, none of them call for mushrooms. I like mushrooms. They add protein, they add flavor, they add texture. And anybody who's ever eaten at my house, they'll be like, Becca loves texture. I do.
And I'm going to interrupt. It's actually one of the only natural sources of vitamin D. There's not many foods or things that are out there other than the sun that bring vitamin D, and most of us are vitamin D deficient. Mushrooms are the one that actually have vitamin D in them. So,
well, there you go. And here's another good and gather. All right, let's do it. Just gonna add a little bit of veggie broth to the mushrooms. We're gonna cover them up and simmer them down and get them cooked so they are ready to go into the recycle bin. Here you go. I love your little tidbits. Okay, she's got some good tidbits. We put the milk away because we don't need her anymore.
yeah.
The other thing that we use, and I do not pre-cook that because it does cook onto itself within all the heat of the sauce and the cheese, is the spinach. Now I use baby spinach, and I'll tell you why I use baby spinach. You know why I use baby spinach?
Sweeter. More nutrients.
Neither one of those, but yes. Baby spinach, when you put baby spinach versus regular spinach, it doesn't lose its shape. Regular spinach gets all like shriveled up and mushy and gushy. Baby spinach doesn't. Now,
Right.
some people don't like the stems on their spinach when they just think like when they're cooking, it doesn't look pretty. I like it. I think that, you got your nutrients in it. But baby spinach, you guys, if you're cooking down spinach and you want to have a nice presentation, it will not get into that mush pile like your other spinach. And when you take this and you layer it, when you cut into it, it just looks prettier.
I like it.
So there you
Another
go.
tidbit.
There you go. You already stirred the spinach, the mushrooms.
I did.
And here we are now. These are all blistered. Look how pretty and yummy. Smells
The aroma.
so good.
So
They
good.
can cook a little bit longer, but like if you were in a rush and you wanted to just have some sauce, you can
Right there.
totally use that right there. And if you wanted to get even fancier, you could slice and dice up some peppers in there. You could put some, you could have sauteed some onions before you even got started and do that in there. So there you go. See how this guy's doing. These are ready in just a minute. So that's how easy this meal is, you guys. So I'm gonna check in the oven, see how we're doing. Oh, these look pretty. So the ones that are gonna be rollatini, they are ready to roll. So I'm gonna take them out of the oven so that they can cool off a bit, but they are mushy gushy, ready to roll. You can see that they are rollable. All right, so that's how you want it. Wait, you didn't finish your shot. Oh, I didn't either, did I?
No, I'm enjoying it because it's so good.
Yeah, we're drinking.
Like I would normally want to do that with shot. It's delicious.
And the big thick ones are ready to go too. Now these are gonna be these are gonna be kind of pretty. Just to serve like a long piece on your plate. So you don't have to roll, don't have to stack. You can actually even just, cut eggplants in half or into thirds and do thick pieces and then just stack your cheese, your sauces, your fresh seasonings right on top and serve it like that and just put some sauce right underneath it. All right. So let's get these onto another plate so we can get the other ones to the oven.
And should I put these on my little cookie sheet over here?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Here.
Great.
Don't use your hands. Don't try that at home.
Just for fresh.
If you burn yourself because you used your hands, you didn't see it on this show. So when you're getting your raw cashews, Trader Joe's, I love them. They are the best priced ones that I found. They are not organic. They say that there's no pesticides on it, just plain cashews. That looks so good. Careful, careful. All right, so hers are ready. Hers are ready. So we're gonna go ahead and show you now how we're gonna plate this, and then it's gonna go into the oven. So we've got our cheese, we've got our sauce. Is our sauce like ready? Can I squish it down for you?
Yes, ma'am.
So the best way is after, you know what I love to do in this situation is
Yours is different than mine.
oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Push the go. I use a potato masher
Brilliant.
to make it a little bit mushier, a little bit easier. And voila.
That's very smart. She's a smart cookie.
You're a smart cookie. Speaking of cookies, should we make you some happy cookies next time?
I love baking.
Do you?
I need to bring over and do it with you on your show one day. We'll get everything ready. I make
Italian cookies?
no. if you need like a grab and go, like yummy meal,
Uh-huh.
basically it's in the muffin. It's banana, nut, coconut, chocolate chip, walnut or almond, fat-free, gluten-free, high fiber, high protein muffin.
There you guys are. Look at that gravy.
So good.
Is that so yum? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna show you how to do this stack. So we basically have 2 stacks here. Okay. All right, so we've got our cheese. Let me get a spoon for that. Just super easy. It doesn't get much easier than this. So we're gonna make 2 stacks with one being a 4 stacker. So we're just gonna spread our cheese on, you know, you've made lasagna before. Think about lasagna. This is like your lasagna. So to do that, get your spinach, put a couple pieces on there.
How al dente do you want your mushrooms?
What's that?
How al dente do you want your mushrooms? How cooked do you want?
I don't think we'll worry about that for this. We'll go ahead and get them in there. All right. So for our first stack, we're gonna go ahead and put the stack on, whoops, with our sauce. A little bit of sauce in there. A little bit of sauce in there. Put your stack on. Whoops. Stack to the top. We do get barefoot and sloppy in the kitchen. All right, a little bit of sauce. I'm gonna put a little mushrooms in there.
Is that my cue when I was a little slow?
That was the mushroom cue. Do you know the mushroom man? The mushroom man, the mushroom man. Okay, without too much water, right? So we don't want to grab that water. Good. Yum. So good. My mouth is watering.
I know.
You guys, if you could only smell this. All right, we're good. We're gonna put this then on top. This on top. Why not? Go for it.
Probably should have waited for the sauce.
That's okay. Yeah. All right. So there you have it. Your eggplant stack. Now this is going to go into the oven for another 5 minutes. Everything's going to just melt away. We can put a little fresh Parmesan cheese on it. So this one is a vegan one. Again, this one is from Trader Joe's, but you can find Viola is a great brand as well. Look at that. Look at that.
Can't let it go to waste.
Beautiful. And there you have it. Now we're going to also show you how to do the roll-ups, okay? So for the roll-ups, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of sauce to the bottom of the pan of the dish. And we'll go ahead and grab our roll-up. We're going to do the exact same thing. This is my first time doing roll-ups. So we're going to go ahead and add a little sauce to the inside. I'm using all of her good sauce and not my jarred sauce. Did you guys notice that? Did you notice? I think she's noticing.
It's all good. In emergency, we pull out the jar.
We pull out the jar.
Pull out the jar.
All right. We grab our cheese as I drip it everywhere. Now remember, you're going to be rolling it the long way.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. So for this part, we're going to go ahead and just put the mushrooms like in the front area. Let me get to it. I guess it doesn't really matter.
You tell me what way you want to go, girl.
We'll put those right on top of those.
You want more?
Mm-mm.
Well,
I don't think so.
Mm.
That's amazing. Guys, I'm excited about this meal. We have a bottle of wine ready to go.
No, we don't. What do you mean? Don't be lying about these kind of things.
Hey, it's okay.
Well,
Nobody's
wait a minute,
judging.
what does my thing say?
Nobody's
0 to
judging us.
naked in a bottle. None of you have ever done that, I know.
All right, so I'm gonna use a spatula just to kind of grab it underneath and get the rolling started. We're just gonna roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, and place it onto the sauce area.
Fabulous.
Looks amazing. Ooh la la. Ooh la 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 la.
Tinkle breadcrumbs. Give it the crunch.
Give it that crunch.
And this is why I don't have abs like that.
No, you do. She's incredible. I do, but I don't use panko. I use a gluten-free, or I'll use rice crackers and I'll put them in the blender and make my own breadcrumbs. Yes, I usually make my own
That's
breadcrumbs.
brilliant.
And you know, breadcrumbs sit in the boxes, right? And they sit there for a long, 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 long time.
I
Mine,
make my own croutons.
yeah. That looks so ridiculous, you guys. I think I'm actually liking the rullatini ones even better. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the Parmesan cheese to the top of that. We're gonna go ahead and take some pictures and we will be right back. We're gonna put this in the oven.
But every microwave you need a PhD for.
Oh,
I need like 10 seconds.
that's your phone.
I don't know, you had it right here on top of your little candle.
Don't leave the kitchen. All right, thank you.
So I use your microwave.
Oh, sorry. How long do you need it for?
I will adjust accordingly.
Got the eggplant stack and the rollatinis. Woo! Looks so good. She's like, I'm coming to help you cook.
Yeah, I am. I'm no dummy.
She's no dummy. You're so funny. Like, anybody want to cook? Yeah, I'll come. All right. Fabulous.
What?
We didn't use any of those.
Oh, we didn't.
What happened?
Oh, no.
What happened there?
Follow your lead.
This doesn't fit in.
Oh, no.
Hey, this over here. It's not working. Yeah, I got you even. I don't think that's. Oh, yes. Shit.
Right.
We need
Well,
some
as we all
color.
know, that these kind of things happen in our kitchen.
We need some. This is why we're barefoot and not
Messy.
pregnant,
Okay,
but.
here, we got
messy
this
in
one.
the kitchen.
One, a good size? Yeah, here you go. Do it
Okay,
right
ready?
on one.
There
Yep,
you go.
hold on.
1, 2,
Everybody
3.
watch out. Oh, wait, wait,
Try this one at home, ready? But let's put it underneath here.
Hold on, let's just do both.
Okay.
You get one side, I get one side. We got this. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so we'll have yours.
I feel like we just did an operation, like
There
in
we
the
go.
operating room.
Perfect.
Look, you did
We
it.
got it. You got it. All right,
All right,
that'll fit.
been transferred. Here we go.
So what I'll do is I'm gonna do my garlic bread while that's all cooking.
Ooh, she's making
Are
garlic
you guys ready?
bread.
I know. This is the cheap part of the demonstration. I'm the Italian who has to eat bread.
Tell us, tell us.
So anyway, I'm gonna just do a little bit of a makeshift. So do we have, where is our garlic, Sissy? Is this it?
Do you need more garlic?
We need some chop. Just, you know what, we can do just this little bit. I'm gonna
Sure.
chop up.
Hang on.
Do we have some done? Or we can use this, whatever you want. So a little soft butter, doesn't have to be this soft. I had to
We
microwave
need
it.
more. Do you guys ever use this product? Amazing. It's all done. They have all kinds of herbs and spices in there. So how much do you need?
I'm gonna do these 2 little cloves.
Okay, and here's this because it was already in. So this one is like really mushy. It's gonna go completely into it. See?
All right. I don't know if we're gonna need more.
Yum.
Butter maybe, because what we need to do is, okay. So they bought a small loaf so we could control ourselves. Otherwise, at my house is growing up, when the sauce was cooking all day, there would always be a bowl of bread on the side. And all day long, we would just go and eat grandma's sauce and we would just like dip it away, right? So anyway, I got this fabulous, fresh, it's like super soft, nice and crunchy on the outside.
Oh, segue. While she's over there, sometimes I like olives on my lasagna type of meals. So I love olives inside of this as well. So if you're an olive lover, you could get or dice them up and put them in there just like you did the mushrooms or in place of mushrooms. Do what feels good to you. You want peppers in there, put peppers in there, have some fun, experiment in the kitchen. And these little ones are ready to flip over.
Great. Okay. So I season the butter ahead of time, you guys. Whatever your favorite seasonings are, but I do some oregano, always good for the immune system. Right? We got this 21 season salute. Don't know what's in there, but how can you go wrong? The more the better.
21 salutes.
Basil, of course. And if you've got the fresh stuff, which I know she always has, but we're just going to cheat for
Here.
time's sake.
Here's basil.
And a little red pepper, because I like a little bit of a kick.
We got basil.
Do we think?
We got basil. Yes,
Yes,
we
we
do.
do.
We're just going to go ahead and cut it down.
Now, do you think this will cover both sides of those 2 pieces of bread? What do you
Holy
think?
cow, don't you think? Like, there's enough for like 8 pieces if you were in my world.
And again, why she looks like that.
Whoa, you're like, will this cover 2 pieces? I'm like, that's enough for like if I was serving 20 people.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. And then we're gonna put a little bit of her alternative cheese, or if you're like me, you can use the regular Parmesan.
There
We'll
we
do a
go.
little bit in there.
There we go.
Okay. And then we're gonna just stir it up. And again, you could be flexible with whatever the seasonings are.
Is
but
that
the
enough for
trick-
2 pieces? Really?
Girl, look at how big those pieces are.
Yeah. Why is it so thick and creamy? What'd you put in it?
Just the seasoning. All I did was melt the butter down just a smidge.
Oh, just a smidge.
Just
You didn't really.
No, you don't want it to be
So
like
we didn't
clarified.
purify it. We didn't clarify.
Yeah. All right, so
Oh,
I'm gonna use the
I
back
never
of the spoon.
did it that way. I've always clarified it.
So you leave it a
That's
little bit
why.
thick.
Wait, are we each having a piece of bread?
Yeah, cut it in half and get you like a bottom or a top or whatever. So you can always use the back,
This is for one person, you guys.
like I said. And then you slather, like this is for the family, people, family.
Oh my Lord.
And then you broil it. And when you get this thick bread and you broil it on top and you make it as dark, some people like it light. I like mine like about burnt.
Wow. Just wow.
Cover every little part of the top of this thing. Here we go. Tell me
Wow, just
how
wow.
freaking great that doesn't look.
Oh
And
my
you're right.
gosh.
This is great,
That looks ridiculously amazing.
So
Amazing.
guys. And when you do this, okay. And just to let you know what I do with this butter, I always have it at my house. So if you're needing to season vegetables, if you're a meat eater, I know we're doing a vegan thing today, so you know that we've got everybody out there that does both. This goes great on a burger, on chicken, on steak.
Wait, you put butter on a burger?
Oh, God. Okay, every high end.
They're gonna start following you now.
No, wait a minute. Sorry. Oh my God, I'm like, she's not gonna invite me back.
Wait a minute. I do like all your tips, and yes, I love the mushrooms and telling them that they're vitamin D, and that's a great thing. But you put that on a burger, butter on a burger?
Yeah, like when you're grilling it, when it's out on the grill and you put
Yeah.
a little butter there, or on your steak, and no, Okay. I need you guys to give her some feedback on any of you that actually do that.
Does
Because
anybody do that?
does anybody do that?
Does
But I'm
anybody
gonna
do
tell
that?
you, if you do, high end, if you ever order
I
anything
know
like that,
steaks. I know when you go
they
to
do
like,
it on steaks.
I know great steakhouses, they smother it in butter because it keeps it really juicy.
Yes,
Watch your elbow
that's-
there, Bo.
That's from
Did we have
Green.
salt and pepper somewhere?
We
Did we
have.
put it away? Oh, here it is.
And then if you want, you put a little bit more of a skosh of cheese on the top. There you go. And I'll tell you
She's
what,
using vegan cheese though. Okay, so
vegan cheese, vegan.
where's
Where's the vegan things?
well, but the butter wasn't vegan. That's real. That's organic butter.
What else can you use? Or is
There's non-dairy butter. And it actually tastes like butter. I'm gonna have to get it for you.
I
I
have to
didn't have
try
it at the
this.
store. So it's not like I'm against butter. I don't use a lot of dairy.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm against cheese, but I don't eat cheese often.
Yeah.
We were at a party. I met you at a party.
Yeah.
There was nothing to eat. They had cheese. I went for the cheese. But it's not like I normally will buy a brick of cheese in
Just
my
sit there and eat it.
Sunday basket. It's just not gonna go.
Right.
I do, if I'm going to do a cheese though, I will buy a raw goat cheese. So raw goat cheese actually tastes like cheddar cheese. Did you know that?
Goat cheese.
Okay, so it doesn't,
But I've heard.
okay, so you guys, I'm gonna tell you something. That mushy goat cheese, if you don't like goat cheese, that mushy goat cheese,
Yeah.
this tastes nothing like it. Do you like cheddar cheese?
I love cheddar.
Okay, so raw goat cheese tastes like cheddar cheese, and it's so healthy for you.
Yeah.
It's full of probiotics. It's easier to digest, and there's actually good stuff in it. So if you're, when I went from like eating a brick of cheese, a glass of wine, and a loaf of bread on my Friday
And you're from
nights,
France or Italy?
I don't know. I was just from, stay in the kitchen and don't get in his way kind of a thing. So while he was grilling his steaks, probably with butter, I was in the kitchen cooking up all the other stuff and eating a loaf of bread with some cheese and drinking a bottle of wine so I could be trashed and not like deal with life.
Right.
Okay, so here's the thing. Where was I going with that? Cheese. I wasn't heavy, but I was probably a good 3.5 sizes bigger than I am now. I wasn't big, but I just feel better in my skin now. So there's no body judgment. I want you to make sure that you're not doing that for yourself. But if you're looking to like slim down, feel better, not have joint pain, dairy does cause joint pain. It causes inflammation. Inflammation is one of the 6 leading causes of all diseases. So is stress. That's why you need wine. Okay, let's get this in the oven. What do you need it on, broil?
Royal, please.
So we're gonna go ahead and grab this out, put that in. What are you done? You know what should we do here?
Are the bottom ones down?
Yeah, there.
Put the bottom one out, I'm gonna put that back in, I can put these on the top, throw down oil, and the rest will, if these don't.
So
roil-
these are the ones that were in the oven, the big thick ones. They're not that thick anymore. Here's the
Want this
extras
back
for
in?
the stacks. Yeah, I'm gonna give you this dish, this pan. So we're gonna go ahead and just scoop these out. You can tell by the skin color that they're nice and cooked. They're gonna be absolutely delicious. This is gonna be for one of those rollies. Here is your pan. Do you want to put them on pan or
No.
Oh, okay.
We
so
can put the
she-
pan underneath it in case the butter
Okay,
drips.
okay. There it goes. All right, so these are ready to make into their stacks. I'm gonna let these cool off a little bit, but we did have these. I'm gonna go ahead and put these. These are not ready yet. We have lots to do here. We have lots to cook and stack.
Where is the broil, babe?
So
It's the 500. Okay,
that's broil.
got it, thank you.
Yep. All right, so that's it for today. We're gonna play around in here for the rest of our time. I just want to give you the last go round on what the stacks look like. So here is your stack. These are 3-layer stacks. They're absolutely delicious, ready to go. They could use a little bit longer in the oven so this melts, but we needed the oven space. And these are the roll-ups. They look absolutely beautiful, delicious, and they are ready to go. I hope you enjoyed this little segment of Messy in the Kitchen with your barefoot cook and her
friend Carol.
accomplice.
Nice to meet you guys.
Hope you guys had a great time. Stay tuned for more. You can surf around on my YouTube channel. Make sure you like, follow, and do all that good stuff. We've got workouts there. You can do all the exercises that I do with the weights, with body weights, or if you want more information, you can head on over to beccatbond.com and grab yourself a set of bands, join the Reset Revolution, and get yourself ready to reset your life, making better choices one moment at a time. Create your best day ever. Ciao. Literally, we're gonna ciao.
I can't wait.